Pete and Les arrived in Crete to stay with Brian and Andrew in the villa they built together.
Here we are, right?
But what they didn't know was that Brian had other plans.
Can we get the bags out, Brian?
No, just leave them in there for a bit. I know you've had a long journey, but...
So, while they were disappointed with progress made on landscaping the villa...
It don't look that much different than when we left.
No.
In fact, it looks worse, Brian.
And a little taken aback to see that the dogs had developed an appetite for soft furnishings,
I'm afraid I'd have had to have had that reupholstered.
there was a much worse shock in store.
No!
Who the bloody hell was that, Brian?
Brian seemed to have let out their room.
I got the dates wrong. I met a friend who needed somewhere to stay and they moved in.
So, Pete and Les were forced to retire to the local guest house. And all in all, it wasn't the joyous reunion they'd been hoping for.
If we could get a flight back tomorrow, I'd go.
Having not seen Pete and Les since the unfortunate mix-up over accommodation the day before, Brian is on his way to work. Never at his most relaxed behind the wheel of a car, it tends to be a bit of a hair-raising journey and takes him well over an hour. Although it could be a lot less stressful if he just restricted himself to his own side of the road. His office is situated just outside the ancient port of Rethymnon. And here he's employed as a salesman for the company that actually built their villa.
Good morning.
Morning. How are you?
Oh, all right.
Rapid route?
The rapid route was busy.
His colleague, Melina, attends to office administration. And, of course, Brian's refreshments.
Any appointment?
No.
While Melina is salaried,
You got a paper?
Brian is paid solely by commission, assuming, of course, he ever sells a house.
Oh, brilliant.
And with the winter fast approaching, new customers tend to be few and far between. So, once the initial excitement of his arrival is over, there's not too much to do until lunchtime. Andrew, meanwhile, is nearing the end of his early morning shift with the car rental company.
Which one? This one's been done. This is okay.
But his customers, too, will soon be few and far between.
Money-wise, we are very tight, and this winter will be a difficult winter because it's our first winter here, and we don't really have much money behind us. Brian didn't start working till late in the season, so we've only been living on what I've been earning here, and obviously that stops in 2 weeks' time. So it is a concern, a major concern.
High above the village of Kokinahorio, just a 5-minute drive from the villa, is an old network of caves embedded in the mountainside.
Let's get the lamps out and the helmet.
And ever the attentive husband, Pete has decided that a spot of caving is just what Les needs to cheer her up after yesterday's disappointments.
And I'll have this one.
Lucky old Les.
Let's go. Come on, girl.
Can't wait.
Oh, this is nice and cool in here.
I'm not going in too far.
We're not going in too far.
Yeah, right.
Another passage here.
These caves were last used as a hidden ammunition depot by the Germans during their occupation of Crete in the Second World
Oh,
War.
look at this, Les. There's a brick wall here. Look, that's definitely artificial. Don't get anything like that natural. There's another quite sizable little chamber here. Oh, there's actually, Les, in here, the remnants of a stalactite going up. When they first came here, it would have been full of them. And if you look in there, there's a bit of flowstone.
Yeah. Riveting.
Yeah.
What Pete and Les should have been doing on this trip was to finalise plans for their apartment downstairs at the villa. Although there's still plenty of landscaping yet to be done outside, Brian and Andrew's area upstairs is by and large finished. Now that Brian has apparently given up on his hydraulic patio window that was to retract through the floor and into the garage below, The question concerning Andrew is how best to utilise the unused space.
My idea is to partition off a part of it here and have that area behind as a studio area. There's plenty of room for a small shower room in the corner there, and also we can put windows in there. That faces onto the swimming pool, so we can put windows in there and a door in the side here. We don't need a garage this size. It's just enormous.
Whatever they do decide to do downstairs, money is going to be an issue. And it's not looking very likely they'll be able to rely on Brian to find the necessary funds. Certainly they're not in that drawer. Although Brian has flatly refused to comment on the subject, it seems likely that it was a shortage of money that prompted him to let out their spare room. Either way, though, his mysterious old friend, the German lodger, has made herself very much at home and appears totally oblivious to the upset her presence has caused.
Keep up.
I'm keeping up.
Pete and Les, meanwhile, have now been down in the cave for over an hour.
Come on. Stop whinging.
Not whinging.
And Les's initial excitement seems to be waning.
Coming into... Oh, look, a flight of steps. You want to come up?
No.
You just wait there then and I'll be back. It won't take me long.
I'll just wait here.
Yeah, just wait there. You got a torch? Oh, there's a lovely little roosting bat up here.
Oh, thanks, yeah.
Don't you want to come and see that?
No.
You've never seen a bat roosting?
I've seen them on telly. That's good enough.
There's moths in here as well. Oh, there's loads of moths.
It's hard to imagine how this day could get any better for Les.
Don't you go any further?
No, there's another flight of stairs. I'll have to go up them.
No. Pete!
I'm only going to go a little way on this.
Oh, he's a bugger.
Good morning, Crete Traditional Homes. Hello.
Oh, stone the crows. Not a customer, surely.
So that would be permanently or for a holiday? Permanently. And where is it? You're in Plaka at the moment. Would you like to see someone this afternoon?
The annoying thing for Brian, though, is that the customer is about 2 minutes away from where he lives.
Plaka.
I've just come from there.
They're looking for a plot of land to build a villa on, 2 to 4 bedrooms, to move here permanently.
Here we go again. Another hour's trip. Less than an hour after I got over there. I'm well pissed off, actually. I don't like driving at the best of times. There again, it's business. Let's hope I can sell a house.
Hey!
I found daylight.
Having now worked his way up to the top of the mountain, Pete has discovered what appears to be an old lookout post.
Les, I'm at daylight. I can see out over the sea.
But Les is still some 300 metres below, so it's been quite a while since she's heard a word that Pete has said.
Does he do this often, Les?
Oh, he loves it, yeah. He unfortunately now, I suppose because he's getting older as well, he can't go as often as he used to, you know. There's so many other things to do. But he does love his caving. He's been doing it since 1966, so it's in his blood.
Brian, meanwhile, has defied all the odds and arrived safely in Plaka. But there's a problem. There's no sign of his customers. The bar they're meant to be meeting in is empty, as indeed is every other bar. It's not looking good for business.
Hello. Yeah, I've been waiting a long time too.
Still, he might yet sell a kennel.
Got fleas?
Come on, come down.
Like an unruly Labrador, Pete has finally returned to heel.
No surprise you didn't want to look at the bat, Les.
No.
But it's not long before he gets the scent again.
Have we been in this one in here? Well, sure we must have been. Well, we weren't down there that long. No more than a couple of hours, and there's still loads more bits to see. Next time I come back in, I'll probably come on my own.
Good. It's not really my cup of tea. I think I should be staying by the pool while Pete's exploring.
Oddly enough, the first holiday we ever had, which wasn't a caving expedition, was our 25th wedding anniversary where we came to Crete.
So, Les, you'd never had a holiday that wasn't a caving expedition?
Not with him, no. On my own, or with friends, but never with Pete.
Oh, do you want to tell us more about that?
Well,
We always used to have separate holidays, didn't we?
the first time we ever sat on an aeroplane together,
That's when we flew out here.
when we
wasn't
flew out here on our 25th wedding anniversary.
Really?
it? Yeah, honestly.
It's a bit of a bonus for you to have this so close to the house, isn't
Oh,
it? Tell me
absolutely. A cave on, where we live in Wales, we've got caves on our doorstep, and so to have one over here is a real double whammy.
Brian's customers, meanwhile, are still notable by their absence.
I've been sat here for an hour, oh, more than an hour now, waiting for these bloody people to turn up, and they've not shown. And I'm really pissed off about the whole thing. It's the office. Brian, hello, Melina. They're not. Well, why am I surprised, or not? Well, there's nothing you can do, darling, don't worry. Right. Okay, right, thanks, bye.
Yeah, what happened?
They're not coming.
Why?
They've gone to meet somebody else.
So what are you going to do now? Go back to the office?
Bollocks if I go back to the office. I'm going back home. I'm not going all the way back there to come back here to go up there. I'm just going to go back home, sit on the balcony and have a very large gin.
So, a rather trying day for both Brian and Les. But the good news is that by the evening, the team are back together again.
But how are you and Andrew really settling down? Are you happy?
Well, we're happy together.
We're happy, yes, of course. Happy here,
But worried.
About what?
The winter.
You've got to flog a lot of houses to keep the wall from the door.
Brian's frustrations over work, coupled with a number of large gins and copious quantities of wine, have left him feeling decidedly sorry for himself.
If only your job you need to get sorted. You need to get that
I've got
right.
to get this job right. And it's not right, Les. It isn't me. I know what I'm good at. And I know what I'm bad at. And the thing I'm really bad at is hanging around waiting for the bloody phone to ring.
But just when Brian thought things couldn't get any worse, who should turn up
Hello,
Oh, hello there.
but his old friend, the lodger.
this is Yanni.
Yanni.
Hi, Yanni.
And now she seems to have picked up a friend too.
Is it possible to get some wine?
No, they're empty.
Yeah, they're all empty.
Empty.
All empty.
We're
You
just
have-
having a quiet...
Dinner.
You have some more in the kitchen, maybe?
No.
No?
We've had it all.
Sorry.
Okay, I will have a look. Yanni, let's go.
Who's that? Who?
God.
Is that somebody else you invited to stay?
I thought that takes a biscuit.
The following morning, and another beautiful piping hot October day has dawned. But up at the villa, the atmosphere seems decidedly strained. Even Andrew, the most easygoing of people, appears harassed.
Don't want to talk about it. Had no sleep, just don't want to talk about it.
There's clearly been some kind of major problem overnight.
Tired. She's got to go. Get rid of her. Now.
But they're asleep.
Well, go and wake them up. Why should they sleep? We haven't.
What's the problem, Brian?
Well, the problem is that we have a pair of howlers, and we got no sleep last night at all because they were busy doing things all night.
You invited her. Get rid of her. can't have this carry on. I need sleep. I've got to work, you know.
Have you seen this?
What now? What?
What?
She's only bagged the sunbeds now. I mean, that's just it. Les and Pete were in there, we would have none of this.
I'll keep calm.
We'd all be having a decent night's sleep.
So, an unfortunate clash of agendas for the night's activities. The entire household is clearly shattered, and Brian decides to take the day off and sleep at home, rather than at the office. And while their lodgers sleep the sleep of the not-so-innocent in the room that should have been for Pete and Les, there's not much for the ousted homeowners to do this morning but finalise plans for their downstairs apartment.
I think a nice patio door in there would improve the symmetry of the place, because that's a big blank wall, which I don't think looks that particularly good.
No,
and it would be a much better lounge.
Yeah.
And they too are thinking of incorporating Brian's unused window space.
We're now actually thinking about getting in and using a part of the garage to make it a better apartment, where we've got patio doors like they've got upstairs, where we can slide them open. We can then walk directly out into the front of the pool, not out of what is a fairly small door. And it will give a nice light and airy lounge area. You know, whether we can get Brian and Andrew to agree with it is another story, but we are really looking forward to getting downstairs done.
Later that afternoon, and while happy holidaymakers are busy enjoying the autumn sunshine, back up at the villa, the lodger and her exhausted guest have made it all the way from the bedroom to their sun loungers. Much to the delight of Brian, who's just thought of the perfect opportunity to get his own back. Well, no effect yet, but Andrew's Lilo should provide the perfect excuse to make more noise.
Get on that.
It's not funny.
Try again.
Well, that seems to have done the trick. Not a happy face.
I've swallowed more water than's in the pool. I've lost my shorts.
Who says the Germans don't have a sense of humour?
Oh.
But what is the true story behind these two old friends?
How long have you known Brian for then?
Brian. Who is he? The old one or the young one?
The old one, I suppose.
The old one.
Well, there's a bit of a hint.
I met him 1 week ago in the taverna, and I was looking for a place where I can stay, and he told me he has a house, and he said it's very quiet and very nice. Okay, so now I'm here, and it's totally different, and I cannot really enjoy my holiday.
Oh, Leslie, stop.
Why? What's wrong with it?
You know, these people are nice, but they're very strange. They stress me a lot. I cannot relax. It's not possible, because too many people, too many animals. So, I'm really pissed off.
So, was revenge sweet?
I loved every minute of it.
The following day, and Michaelis, the architect, has arrived to discuss the downstairs apartment. He designed the villa for the team in the first place, so he knows them all well, which could explain why he now exhibits all the enthusiasm of a prisoner attending his own execution. When Pete and Les are not out in Crete, the apartment will hopefully bring in some much-needed revenue. However, there are strict building rules that must be adhered to qualify for a rental licence.
This was the original plans we had. That garage is too big. Could we not extend from there by, say, putting a partition there?
No, we're quite similar to what I've got.
Make me see.
Andrew also has a plan for using the space that would have been occupied by the lifting gear for Brian's giant window. But what none of them know is that Brian still harbours a secret desire to resurrect his window.
And this part was going to be a studio behind the back of the garage, separate.
Wait a moment. You have a permit for 200 square meters maximum. This area was registered by the public notary as a garage area.
Right.
From the moment that you have a garage area, remains garage, storage, nothing else.
So we can't change that ever?
No.
Right.
No. Don't, no,
This sounds like potential good news for Brian, because his window space would be secured. But now their German lodger has arrived.
This area is a garage.
I would do it a bit different, but
What?
I was thinking about making a party room here inside.
A what?
Party room.
Party room.
Why? What?
Yes, this place here, this is enough space for a very big party place. And here would be a chill out place, you know what it is? And over there, I would like to have a bar.
Where do you get off?
This is our home.
Yes. But I was thinking about it maybe to rent it or something like this.
You wouldn't be able to afford it.
No.
Oh, but where would we go?
Back to your sunbed.
Hop it.
This doesn't concern you.
Where did you find her?
You don't.
You brought her in.
I've put my hands up.
But dance floors and chill-out rooms aside, how has Michaelis' news affected their plans?
Well, it leaves Les and I's idea of actually having, say, patio doors there, and that's completely scuppered.
Well, yes, we're still left with the world's biggest garage.
Which it appears you won't be able to do anything with.
Well, no.
You've got aircraft hangar and your stuff.
I was going to say,
As Pete, Les and Andrew consider the implications of what they've been told, Brian attempts to engage Michaelis in some private negotiation. But what he's forgotten is that he's still wearing a microphone.
The window.
What?
Well, I'd quite like to see if
It's not so much a shower.
no.
You still want the
When
window?
you get up at night and go to the loo.
But built in Greece.
No, wait. Eh?
Michaelis is understandably a little taken aback, but not half as taken aback as the others would be if they knew.
Could I just ask you just to look at it?
To do what?
Look at the idea again.
To open the window.
Just look at it. Not a lot of time. Just really.
If it's so important for you, a window like this, I could give a look.
So, has Brian been successful in drawing Michaelis into his conspiracy?
I told him that it's not the best idea to do, because anyway, we have already finished the window over there. We have the house finished.
So will you help him?
I always help my customers.
In the next programme, Brian decides to give up on his job and look for alternative employment.
I know I could manage a nightclub, but Andrew's dead against that.
So he engages in some hands-on research,
Do we have to?
accompanied by a reluctant Pete and Les.
Indulge me.
But soon, they're in full party mode.
The rhythm comes up from your toes.
I mean, everyone's just...
And Brian is in no doubt that this is the job for him.
got this passion building up.
I'm not going to buckle under this one. You're not going to run a club.
So you might consider it then?
No!
Then Brian turns up with yet another lodger,
Whose is it?
I don't know, it's a stray.
much to the annoyance of his current lodger.
Smell that dirty. I
Will
cannot
you
sleep in the
please
night.
keep out of it?